Welcome to SuperDaveDev channel. This is SuperDaveDev. This is SuperDaveDev watching the Formula 1 Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. So yeah, yesterday I was binging the Formula 1 game of F1 2023. I actually did some simulation racing in Formula 1 2003, trying to find out what this track is like. I've never actually raced. I've never had any racing game that showed me what the track would be like. So yesterday I jumped into racing F1 2023 and I tested the Jeddah track, and I must say it's a very cool track. It's a very easy track to learn. The only problem is that to not make mistakes is virtually impossible for someone like me, unfortunately. The amount of mistakes that you can make in that track, specifically when you get so close, because remember you have to get close to the walls because you're positioning your car to go through those corners as fast as possible. So these cars have to get close to those walls to get to basically do those tracks, those corners as fast as possible. And that is where the danger comes in. That's how I can see why we've got drivers crashing. And why it's almost inevitable for people to crash in this track. They've got another driver now in Ferrari, Ollie. The British people call him Ollie because he's British. And he's driving for he's basically replacing Carlos Sainz this weekend because Carlos Sainz has got some medical issue. He had to go for an operation, something to do with his intestines, which is still serious. So here we go. We've got Ollie Berman, who's driving for Ferrari first time. He qualified, I believe, 9th, if I'm not mistaken. Never mind, he qualified 11th. So he qualified 11th. So he's definitely not a perfect replacement for Mr. Carlos Sainz, and he probably won't be for a very, very long time. Like, he would probably have to spend a year and a half just learning what it is like to race in F1 to even get close to Carlos Sainz's level of speed in F1. So unfortunately, I would suggest anybody that's got money bet on Ollie Bierman to be better than Leclerc or better than Carlos Sainz even, that is not going to happen. So we've got the formation lap happening currently. Many developments in Formula 1. Unfortunately, Red Bull has got civil war. And I can only assume there's so many agendas happening there that it might all just be a power struggle. Like, I can't help but feel like that is a power struggle. There's a power struggle happening between Helmut Marko and Red Bull head office versus Christian Horner and the Thai investors, because Helmut Marko has got Red Bull's headquarters on his side, but Christian Horner's got the majority shareholders on his side for the F1 race team. So here we go. We're about to get racing. About to go racing, boys and girls. This race, I must say, I have got, like, the person that can end this race on first place must have perfect, perfect concentration, perfect, accurate driving skill. Like, it all gets tested here, man, because they have to go so fast, and these corners are so close to each other, so dangerous actually, that it is impossible to believe that no one will crash. Someone will crash this race, unfortunately. I'm not wishing this upon anybody in the race, but I cannot see anybody not crashing, specifically when it comes to that newcomer, that rookie driver. That rookie driver I just think he's got no choice. He's got no chance, man. Unless if he drives slowly and he finishes like P17, P16, then that's fine. But I think even then he's going to have a hard time staying in front, because everybody's going to attack him. So here we go. We're about to get started. About to get started. I must say, first thing before it starts, I'm just sad to see what's happening with Red Bull, but here we go, the race is about to start. Green light, let's go racing. So Red Bull is still ahead. Ferrari, Leclerc is trying to go on the outside, can't do it. It looks like, so Leclerc is getting squeezed by Perez. Perez is already second place. Good job, Perez, good job. But Leclerc said, nobody, I'm taking my position second place back. So Leclerc is back into second place. Ole Bierman, where is he now? Oh man, I just hope this thing is showing me live position. Okay. It updated. Ole Bierman is trying to defend, but he's not. I don't think they should focus on him. Come on, focus on the first drivers, bro. Focus on the first drivers. He's down in 11th place. Why are we focusing on the British driver, the British rookie? Why are the British media, the British Formula One Broadcasting Commission, why are they focusing on a British driver, his first time driving, when we literally have front runners battling each other right now? It's ridiculous, man. So unprofessional. Yeah, unfortunately, Bierman is dropping back. I think he should just fall back until he can maintain a reasonable pace. Oh no, he hasn't fallen back. He's still at 11th place. Ooh! So is that Yuki Tsunoda? So Yuki Tsunoda and Ole Bierman is battling each other. DRS is already enabled. Bierman is going to crash because Yuki Tsunoda is not that type of driver. Yuki Tsunoda will cause an accident. I'm almost sure of it. It's funny how the Ferrari is all the way down in 11th place. So we've got Verstappen still in first place. He's just 1.2 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Dude, I'm telling you, the level of concentration and precision you must have for steering that car on this track, having the fastest laps, putting together the fastest laps consistently is insane. I can't even, they must be on something. They must be using some type of, some type of medication. I'm saying medication, but I mean like some type of substance that can actually allow them to be consistently fast and concentrating, and like, because I'm telling you, man, like I tried yesterday to do it, and it is really hard, man. It is so hard that I can't even imagine doing it. Okay, so we're just trying to figure out where everybody is. Launching my live timing information here, but okay, so Verstappen is first, 1.3 seconds ahead of Leclerc, so it's basically the same as Bahrain. Perez is now in third, which is not the same as Bahrain. Perez was second for a very, very brief moment there. Piastri is in fourth place. So they're showing us the race start. They're showing the race start, but it's too small to see what's happening on the race start. Come on, buddy, load. Okay, so ultimately what we're focusing on is to see how close can Leclerc stay to Verstappen. There's actually no reason for Leclerc not to be able to catch up to Verstappen, because this track is more about risk. How much risk can you take without actually crashing? So if, like, the problem with Leclerc is he is known for taking risk and then crashing. He's known for taking risk and then crashing, and that's the only reason why I think he's probably the worst guy to do these things. Picks up on the sensor, so they're saying someone might have jump started. Who it is, who knows? They will tell us momentarily. So fastest lap is definitely Sergio Perez has passed Leclerc. But I don't think Leclerc... Look here. The one thing you have to understand about Perez is not the type of guy that wants to push for first place. He doesn't possess the let's say the mental fortitude to be able to maintain a first position and pushing with all his potential and skill. He doesn't want to. He does have the skill, don't get me wrong. He has the skill, but he doesn't want to. So fastest lap of the race so far is Verstappen 1 minute 34.0. So Perez is going to stay probably in, like, it ultimately comes down to the car. The car is either going to... I still don't believe Leclerc will stay behind Perez because Perez would still have to take risk. And Perez is not that driver. He doesn't like to take risks. I think what might be happening is Leclerc is just going to take his time before he attacks Perez. But the problem is they've already lost time towards, compared to the leader, which is Verstappen. It's already 2.3 seconds. So Perez has won, not 1 year. He has 1 year. He's won both the pole position, and he has also gotten the race win last year. But he only got the race win last year because of I believe Verstappen had a drive shaft issue. Verstappen had a drive shaft issue last year, and I remember how angry I was with his team because it sounded like they were compromising him. And then that basically caused the team to tell him that he needs to take it easy in the race. And that ultimately, basically, all I'm trying to say is Max Verstappen's race last year was compromised, and Perez's race was not compromised. Why are they keep on telling Ollie you're doing well? Bro, finish the race, Ollie. If you can finish the race, Ollie, then you're doing well. If you can't finish the race and you're crashing out, then you know you didn't do well. That's all I'm saying. The only thing Ollie Bierman needs to do is drive his pace, the pace that he can maintain. Do not push too much, do not push too little. Push where he feels comfortable at. The problem is he hasn't been in a Formula 1 car until yesterday, so he's basically as green as they come. So here we go. Verstappen, fastest lap of the race again. 1 minute 33.7. Fastest lap of the race so far. There's no... Dude, why would Leclerc let Perez get away from him? Because Perez has to take risks to stay in front of him. He has to. Fernando Alonso is now in 5th place, which is sad to see, to be honest. So Piastri is in 4th, Leclerc is in 3rd, Alonso is in 5th. The only reason why it's sad to see because last year, this time, Alonso was almost battling with Verstappen at one point. He was actually battling with Verstappen at one point. Was Alonso. So I would love to see Alonso getting back on the podium, man, at least, minimum. Because he's definitely capable. It's just his car isn't the best. I wonder what will Alonso do in a Ferrari. I don't know. I think Leclerc is scared, man. I get the feeling Leclerc is scared to push because I think he is doubting his own abilities, man. I think he's doubting his own abilities. I think that's what Leclerc is doing right now because he's just staying right exactly where he needs to be behind Perez. He's not losing much time. So, in my opinion, he can easily pass Perez. He can easily at least challenge Perez. He doesn't have to pass Perez, just challenge him, just push him. Make Perez nervous. Make Perez make a mistake. Which on this track could be catastrophic for your car. And put it into a wall, perhaps. Who knows? I don't know. So Leclerc is now 1.4. Lance Stroll again. He did the same last year. He crashed. Lance Stroll again crashes this time. Fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 33.6. Verstappen. Okay, so this is going to be yellow flag. The race, the drivers are going to have to slow down. Leclerc is already 1.5 seconds behind Perez, which is not great, man. So Verstappen is like Verstappen is racing hard, bro. Yellow flags and everything, and Verstappen is driving his heart out, man. Oh, there's Perez. Would Perez be able to challenge Verstappen? Even if he could, would he be able to beat Verstappen? I guess not. So now it's safety car. Safety car is coming out. Safety car has come out, which means... It's funny how the safety car is an Aston Martin and the car that crashed is an Aston Martin. Formula 1 car is an Aston Martin that crashed out. Lance Stroll seems fine. He seems happy. He's not happy. He seems like lively. He seems alive. That's what I'm trying to say with happy. So let's see, what did he do? He drove, he went onto the inside. Oh, he hit the wall. He hit the wall. Lance Stroll hit that wall cleanly, bro. And that's exactly what shouldn't have happened. Dude, if Ole Bierman finishes this race, it means he's better than Lance Stroll. If Carlos Sainz, if you don't know who Ole Bierman is, it's the driver that's replacing the Formula 2 driver that's replacing Carlos Sainz. He's down in 10th place because Lance Stroll crashed. He would have still been in 11th place. If Ole Bierman... Who is that? Is that Verstappen in the pits? Verstappen's in the pits. So they're taking this opportunity. Safety car going to the pits. Going into the pits. Perez also going to the pits almost immediately afterwards. Like it's like a machine, dude. Red Bull oh man, what's happening with Ferrari? 5.3 second pit stop for Ferrari. What is going on with Ferrari, man? Get your pit stops better, bro. Ferrari is the only team that can challenge Red Bull, and they can't even pit stop properly, bro. They still can't do their pit stops properly. If you have been following Formula 1, you will know that Ferrari always compromise their drivers in the pits. They always compromise their drivers with strategy. They always compromise their drivers in some capacity, and it's crazy. It's crazy to see it. It's insane to think that even now, even 2 years after Matteo Binotto was fired. Okay, Matteo Binotto wasn't fired. He left Ferrari, but let's face it. He technically they would have looked for a replacement. Let's just say that they just didn't have a replacement. Okay, so Norris is now in first place because he's decided not to pit yet. Norris, new leader. So Norris is not pitted. Hamilton is not pitted. Will Hamilton go into the pits or not? Let's see if he will go into the pits. So Hamilton's in third place. He's basically sandwiching Verstappen. So Norris is in front, and then Verstappen, and then Hamilton in third. Will Hamilton fancy an attack on Verstappen? Because they would have gone out. Hamilton and Lando Norris would have gone into the pits if they really felt like they were going to pit, which makes no sense why they wouldn't pit. It must be the strategy. Their strategy is probably telling them not to pit, and I guarantee you, this strategy of Hamilton and Norris is not going to pay off, bro. Verstappen is on hard tires. Why is he on hard tires after the pit? Everybody is pitting for hard tires. Do they have really that much faith in a hard tire? Dude, I must say, Lance Stroll, I don't know what he's doing in Formula 1. Like, I do get the fact that his father is the boss of Aston Martin Formula 1 team. I do understand that. So they're showing Alonso in the pit. Oh, that's Perez. Come on, Perez. What are you doing, Perez? Yeah, I think they need to investigate that. I don't think that's a safe release. I don't think that's a safe release for Perez. I think Perez might get a penalty. Basically, the team gets a penalty because they released him unsafely. Why am I having trouble speaking today? Unsafe release for Red Bull. Perez putting him right in the way of Alonso. And trust me, if Alonso didn't break there, he would have probably touched Perez for sure. I think they need to try and get Perez a 5-second penalty. If I was Austin Martin, you have to report this to the stewards and the race control, and I have to investigate it. So, I do feel sorry for Perez. He's doing a good job so far. Like, Perez is doing a very good job in racing trim. But I think Perez likes this racetrack, which is interesting. Because you would think that if he likes this racetrack, he would at least qualify second. He didn't even qualify second. He qualified close to second, but still, man. Qualifying third, and you have one of the fastest car on the grid. Plus, you like the track. Why wouldn't he challenge Max Verstappen for first for pole position? Doesn't make sense, man. Yeah, so Leclerc got 5. But why did they have such a slow stop? I'm trying to see what they did that was so slow, but I don't see it. I think they might have just released him slowly because they were actually concerned about unsafe release. Safety car is ending. So if you don't know, safety car is out, and now because Lance Stroll crashed. Lance Stroll clipped the left barrier and then crashed into the right barrier on the other side of the track. He's fine. His car is relatively okay, apart from, wheels basically crashed in. But at least I would say, okay, actually Zhou Guanyu's crash and Lance Stroll's crash are very similar when it comes to the speed I think that they did. Lando Norris on the radio. Yeah. Yeah, so basically Lando Norris is now going to start the race. He has to control the pace and he has to decide. And immediately he started. Good. Max Verstappen is going to pass him right here. Max Verstappen is going to pass him. At the first corner, Max Verstappen is going to pass him. No, Max Verstappen said no. Max Verstappen said no, I'm not going to pass him there. Interesting. If you don't know this, Hamilton is in third place. Like, I don't understand what their strategy is there, bro. Hamilton, what are you hoping for? Third place? Staying out? You should have pitted, buddy. I just don't get how Hamilton can't qualify top 3, but he thinks that he is going to maintain that without pitting. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, Hamilton. Yeah, he's already losing pace compared to Lando Norris and Verstappen. Hamilton's already 1.5 seconds. Hamilton, like, one lap hasn't even finished and he's already 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind Verstappen. And he was right on top of Hamilton when he started, eh? I mean, Hamilton was right on top of Verstappen when he started the race. Okay, so now Verstappen is going to do what most people don't like to do on this track, and that is pass. Pass someone at high speed. Remember, first and second. Lando Norris is currently first place because he decided not to pit. Verstappen is second place, attacking Norris. He's got DRS. He's less than a second behind Norris. He's pushing Norris. Poor Norris. On the radio, telling his teammate, well, it's all good and well, you've got a strategy, but I've got Max Verstappen right behind me, buddy. So he knows exactly the monumental task he has in front of him to try and keep Max Verstappen behind him. Is it possible? Lando Norris is a very skilled driver. The thing that I don't... now DRS is only enabled now. Okay, good. So now Verstappen is going to get the DRS. Now he's 1.1 seconds, which means he won't get DRS this lap. Or that specific sector. So we've got Albon here. They're showing a replay of Albon. Oh, side by side with the Haas. Ooh. Why did he do that? So yeah, it's very hard to know because Oliver Bierman. Whoa, that's a good move from Oliver Bierman, man. Oh, don't crash into the car in front of you, bro. Oliver Bierman made a good move there, dude. But he's still back in 11th place. Unsafe release noted for Perez. Oh, I'm telling you now, they're definitely going to penalize him. There's a 50-50% chance that they won't penalize him. It all depends on what the race stewards decide. Norris incident, incorrect starting location noted. Norris is getting an incorrect starting location warning. What are they trying to? I don't even know what they're trying to say about that. So already fastest lap of the race again for Verstappen. Verstappen is pushing Verstappen is pushing Lando Norris. What did they just say about Perez? Dude. So we're just waiting to see if Verstappen is going to try and pass Norris now. So Verstappen has the burden of challenging Norris and passing him on a track that's very hard to pass on. Remember, anything can go wrong here. He could crash out. Anything can happen right now with Verstappen. Verstappen could make a mistake. Lando Norris could make a mistake. Take them both out. Anything can happen. I must say, Lando Norris is doing a good job staying in that position. Hamilton's already 2 seconds behind them. Hamilton is 2 seconds behind these front runners. Like, I don't understand why did Hamilton's team tell him to stay out? The strategy makes no sense. Albon, he didn't give me enough space. Dude, Max Verstappen passes Lando Norris as if he's standing still on the straight. So exactly where they started the race, at the pit straight, Verstappen passes Lando Norris like Lando Norris is standing still. That is shocking. Shocking how easy Max Verstappen made that look. And I'm pretty sure Max Verstappen chose that specific area. Got into the DRS, did exactly what he needed to do. Gasly is also out? Why is Gasly out? Gasly is out of the race, but we never saw him crash or anything. He just retired, it seems. Charles Leclerc is resting his head on the side of his cockpit. He's like angling his head pretty strangely. It seems like they're having some serious G-forces on their necks there. So Verstappen is still in first. Lando Norris in second. Perez is in third. Perez is going to definitely... Oh, Perez passed Hamilton. They didn't even... Dude, these people aren't even showing these passes happening. Perez passed Hamilton and the British media decided not to show that. It's ridiculous, bro. It is absolutely ridiculous. Fastest lap again of the race for Verstappen. He's going 1 minute 33.1, so he's definitely going to get into 1 minute 32. Soon you will see Max Verstappen 1 minute 32 fastest laps. Right now is 1 minute 32. Sorry, 1 minute 33.1. Under investigation. Dude, I thought they already investigated it. Why are the FIA saying that they're investigating something twice now? Just investigate it already, man. Please. Tell us what the results are. You don't even have to tell us that you're investigating it. Just tell us what the results are of your investigation. So they're investigating this situation between the minor incident between minor crash between Magnussen and Albon. Albon still seems like he's about to... Oh, Ocon is now passing Albon. So maybe Albon does have that damage on his car that's affecting his race pace. So Lando Norris will not get a penalty for a false start. Lando Norris will not get a penalty for false start, which means that they reviewed the footage and decided that there's no reason to penalize Lando Norris because he didn't actually gain anything from that false start, if there was a false start of Lando Norris. Okay, interesting. So Leclerc is now up to 4th place. Hamilton is just passed by Leclerc. So that is Lewis Hamilton just being passed by Leclerc. Piastri is up next, so Piastri now also has a chance to pass Hamilton. Alonso is in 7th place. Why is Alonso all the way down in 7th place? Because there's only 2 drivers that haven't pitted. It's only Norris and Hamilton that haven't pitted. Hamilton is struggling on mediums. That's what is told to Piastri as he's about to try and pass Hamilton. So Hulkenberg also did not pit. Hulkenberg is in 9th place. Yeah, so change of strategy request from Fernando. It seems you want some opportunity to fight with the leaders. And at the moment, I don't think his strategy is allowing him to do so, and that's what he's making known to his team. Unsafe release for Perez into Alonso, so that's going to be a penalty for Perez, I guess. Sergio Perez actually gets a 5-second penalty. Look, I feel sorry for Sergio Perez. Like, I do understand he's doing a good job so far and everything, but come on, buddy. You know, like, if you do those, like, even he knows that if someone does that to him, they can get a penalty. So for him to have done that to Alonso, it's so hard because things happen so fast that I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he just took the position immediately without considering the fact that he might be investigated and getting a penalty for unsafe release, which is still his pit crew has to give him that penalty. Also for Magnussen, also a penalty, 10 seconds. They're giving Magnussen 10-second penalty for causing that collision with Albon. I think that's a bit like the Magnussen versus Albon collision. I don't think it's fair because Albon was technically behind him. He wasn't right next to him. He was next to him at one point and then he wasn't next to him. So you cannot penalize someone 10 seconds when the guy was clearly like further back and not side by side with Magnussen for him to know accurately exactly where Albon was. Okay, so at the moment we've got Verstappen in the lead. 4 seconds behind him is Lando Norris. 0.7, so less than a second is Perez. So Perez is catching up to Norris and Norris is basically losing touch with Verstappen. 4 seconds behind Verstappen. You've got Hamilton being passed by Oscar Piastri. Hamilton actually trying to defend. Actually, technically, I think Hamilton is guilty there because he was braking and moving under braking. Dangerous moves there from Hamilton. I would say investigate Hamilton for what he did, but I guess they will not penalize him. Because Piastri was doing what he needed to do there. And then Hamilton tried to be very dangerous there, in my opinion. So Piastri gave back that position to Hamilton because he had to go off track to try and get past Hamilton because Hamilton bumped into him. Now it's 1 minute 32. Sorry, 1 minute 33.0 for Verstappen, fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 33.0. Now Verstappen, Perez is now in second place. So Perez passed Lando Norris. 10th place for Ollie Bierman. 10th position for Ollie Bierman. That is good, because that's his first Formula 1 World Championship point. If Ollie Bierman stays in 10th place, that's his first ever Formula 1 point. So now the question is, will Leclerc catch up to Lando Norris for third place and pass Lando Norris? But Lando Norris' pit stop strategy is going to be strange. Very strange pit stop strategy here. Like, there was no point for Hamilton to stay out, dude. Like, the guy is losing. He's losing positions, and he might even get a penalty with his fight with Piastri, because I do believe that he was moving under braking, which is not that's against the rules now. In F1, they do not allow you to make any defensive moves while you're braking, and when someone's attacking you, and I feel that he's basically doing that. Oscar Piastri might be passing him. Oscar Piastri is catching up to him. He's catching up to him. He's going on the outside. No, that is way too far back. Oscar Piastri should have been closer to Lewis there. He should have been closer to him. He wasn't, but he should have been. Dude, they get so close to these walls. It's actually insane. It gives me such a different perspective now that I played that simulation game off this track yesterday. It gives me such a different perspective, because the speed they have to move and how close they have to get to those walls to be able to optimize their lap times to be as fast as possible is insane. It's scary, actually. So now they're showing Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg doing what? Hülkenberg. Oh, so it is Ollie Bierman battling with Hülkenberg. Is that what's going on? They didn't even, like, I don't even know what is their... They're showing some weird replays that have no context. But they're basically trying to emphasize the fact that Ollie Bierman is attacking Hülkenberg. But there was no pass, so I'm not sure why they were showing that replay. I'm telling you, man, if Ollie Bierman was not a British driver, this British broadcasting Formula 1 group, they wouldn't have cared that much, dude. It's just sad. It's sad. The British bias in Formula 1 is so bad. It's actually toxic, man. It's actually, like, visibly toxic. That they would literally... Oh my goodness, their data screen is really messed up. So lap 20 laps. Let me look at my data, because their on-screen data is messed up. I'm gonna have to look at my data. So we've got Verstappen first. He's 5.9 seconds ahead of Perez. So Alonso is saying that they're in another league. He desperately wants a different strategy, because he's basically saying they're definitely not driving on the same pace as him for whatever reason. And he's confused as to why. Perez is also doing 1 minute 33 lap times. Norris is doing 1 minute 34. Leclerc is the only other driver 1 minute 33. So Leclerc has to be catching up. Yep, he's definitely catching up to Lando Norris. So Verstappen first. He's 6 seconds ahead of Perez. Norris is in third. Leclerc is in fourth. Hamilton is fifth. We've got Alonso, Piastri is in sixth. When is Piastri going to pass Hamilton? He's half a second behind Hamilton. Pass Hamilton already. Sorry, Piastri is half a second behind Hamilton. He should be able to pass him. So they're still showing Ollie trying to pass Hülkenberg. He hasn't passed him yet, so why are we watching him? Why are we watching Hulkenberg? Okay, now we see it. Okay, cool. That's an easy pass, man. Okay, I take my word back. That was very nice to see how Ole Bierman easily passed Nico Hulkenberg. You have to understand, he's driving a Ferrari. He's trying to pass Hulkenberg in a Haas. Like, there shouldn't be that much of a competition. We have to be realistic here. If we saw Leclerc struggling to pass Hulkenberg, then we will think that there's something wrong with the car. So we have to put everything in perspective here. Ole Bierman, I'm very happy for you, buddy, but please tell your countrymen that they should stop focusing on you this race because it's getting ridiculous. The British bias is absolutely intoxicating. Okay, so we have, but so Ole Bierman is now up to, why is he back in 10th place? Why is he back in 10th place? Okay, so I have data here that says that okay, now they show that he's in 9th place. Wait, so my video is more up to date than my live timing data? What is happening there? What is happening? I'm just refreshing it just to make sure. So yeah, we've got Verstappen first. Verstappen passes up the race, 1 minute 32. So Verstappen finally in the 132 range lap times. Magnussen again a penalty? 10-second penalty. Why is Magnussen getting another 10-second penalty? What has happened? Oh, gaining an advantage. Yeah, show us where he did that, because I didn't see him getting any advantage. But of course, the Formula One broadcasting aren't really showing us everything as well. They keep focusing on Ole Bierman passing a Haas and a Ferrari, man. Like that's ridiculous. I'm telling you, this Formula One and their British agendas is so ridiculous, man. Because now I don't even know why Magnussen is now in trouble. I can go back and try and find out and watch on boards. Can do that, but that's going to unfortunately not be possible right now. I don't think a 10-second one for Albon was actually fair. I think 5-second maybe, but not 10 seconds, man. So yeah, live timing data. So let's just go back. Let's look at all. Let's just go check all positions. See what the positions are. We see Verstappen is in first. He's 6.6 seconds ahead of Perez. Lando Norris is behind Perez. Leclerc is only a second behind. Leclerc is only a second behind Norris, a little bit more than a second behind Lando Norris. So Leclerc is, at some point, Leclerc is going to have to challenge Norris for third place. Hamilton in fourth place. Piastri still hasn't passed Hamilton. Piastri is scared to pass Hamilton. I'm not sure why. Alonso is in 7th place. Russell is in 8th. Bierman, Ole Bierman is in 9th. Hulkenberg is in 10th. Zhou New 11th. Magnussen 12th. Yuki Tsunoda 13th. Ocon 14th. Albon 15th. 16th Logan Sargent. 17th Bottas. 18th Ricciardo. And then we've got Stroll, of course, crashed, and then Gasly retired. Oh, so Gasly retired. At least I have the data to tell me what happened to Gasly. So Gasly just said, "No, I'm out. Peace, buddies, I'm out." Fast lap again from Verstappen. Fast lap again, 1 minute 32.7. Come on, Piastri. Come on, Piastri. This is where you do it. This is where you do it. You do it right here, exactly where Ole Bierman did it. Exactly where Ole Bierman did it. This is where you do it. Piastri, let's see. Now, he's definitely going to take the inside. Nah, Piastri just does... Oh, he locked his brakes there a little bit. Did Piastri trying to get close to Hamilton. He locked his brakes. Nah, he's not good, bro. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that Mercedes isn't that slow. 10 seconds for that is ridiculous. Okay, yeah, so we have just seen why Magnussen got the 10-second penalty, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Magnussen was making a move on Yuki Tsunoda, went a little bit off track after passing Yuki Tsunoda, he went a little bit off track, and then they gave him 10 seconds because guess what, he was a little bit off track after he passed Yuki Tsunoda. He passed Yuki Tsunoda, and then after he wasn't fully off the track. It was a little bit off the track. Look, what I would have said there is that fine. Give him a warning. I would have given Magnussen a warning there. I would have said, Magnussen, do that again, and you will get a penalty. But I don't think they should have given him a penalty for that, because he technically passed Yuki Tsunoda. He was in the perfect position. I think he worked hard to actually pass Yuki Tsunoda there because he was on the inside. He made sure Yuki Tsunoda knew he was on the inside. Yuki Tsunoda knew he was there, knew he couldn't just turn in because then they both would have crashed. Because he was almost side by side. Now, of course, if Yuki Tsunoda did turn in, then of course then I'm sure that Yuki Tsunoda would have gotten the penalty. Look, so it seems that they're trying to penalize Hamilton. So McLaren is trying to get a penalty on Hamilton, and I think it's because of his swerving and his movement under braking. And I do believe that is wrong, because as far as I know, that is in the rules. That is a rule that has been there for years and years and years now. That under braking you shouldn't do any defensive moves. You shouldn't do any defensive moves under braking when someone is attacking you on with racing, trying to pass you. So I do agree with that. They should be able to ask them to investigate it. But I do agree that Piastri is not doing a good job as well, dude. Like Piastri is not doing a good job. Piastri is now hesitating. Piastri knows what he has to do. Just do your job, Piastri, bro. Come on. Like, he can use any straight. Use the DRS, because remember, they have Piastri has DRS on Hamilton. He just has to choose the best possible place, get as close to Hamilton as possible. As soon as DRS opens, he uses DRS to slingshot him past Hamilton. That's what he needs to focus on, but he's so scared. He's so scared for some reason, man. It's actually, I don't know what's happening, man. I don't know what's happening in this race. It just seems odd. So Perez is now 7 seconds behind Verstappen. Norris is now 7 seconds behind Perez. Leclerc is less than a second behind Norris. Any moment now, Leclerc is going to pass Norris. We have been watching him trying to get close and pass Norris, but he hasn't done it yet. Hamilton is 5 seconds behind Leclerc. Piastri is absolutely scared to pass Hamilton at this point. He doesn't even want to attempt a pass on Hamilton anymore, because Hamilton has made him scared. Which in my opinion proves that Hamilton is doing things he shouldn't be doing. He's driving dangerous under braking when Piastri. Now, of course, I don't think he's doing it anymore as much as he didn't at the start. But as soon as Piastri tried to pass Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton did move under braking, which is not supposed to do, specifically if someone is trying to pass you, like Piastri was doing with Hamilton. So I do agree there. I do believe Hamilton should get a warning minimum. Alonso is in 7th place, 4 seconds behind Piastri. Russell is in 8th place, 1.6 seconds behind Alonso. And then we've got Ole Bierman in 9th place, 6 seconds behind Russell. Not even going to pose any threat to Russell whatsoever. Hülkenberg in 10th place, 5 seconds behind the Ferrari of Ole Bierman, which just shows you how much faster is that Ferrari than that Haas. That Ole Bierman passed Hülkenberg. Everybody was focused so solely on Ole Bierman passing a Haas and a Ferrari. He's driving a Ferrari, for goodness sake. If Ole Bierman was in a Williams, if Ole Bierman was in a Red Bull, in the the RB of Yuki Tsunoda or Ricardo, then fine, I can understand. But he's driving a Ferrari, for goodness sake, trying to pass a Haas. We don't have to focus on looking at Ollie Beerman when he passes a Haas with a Ferrari. That's ridiculous. Like, we have to put everything in perspective. The British people would not have done this if that was not a British driver. That's the problem I'm having right now. Okay, so we are checking. Dude, they're showing Alexander Albon, and he is about to catch up to Ocon. Alexander Albon is about, but then again, there's a train of them. It's not just Alexander Albon. Alexander Albon is catching up to Ocon, which is catching up to Yuki Tsunoda, which is catching up to Magnussen. So it's a whole train. So we have Ollie Beerman 6 seconds behind Russell, Hulkenberg 7 seconds behind Ollie Beerman, Zhou Guanyu is 5 seconds behind Hulkenberg in 11th place, Magnussen is in 12th place, 8 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu, and then half a second is Yuki Tsunoda behind Magnussen, and then Albon is trying to... Ooh. So now Albon is trying to pass... Albon is trying to pass Ocon, and Ocon is one of those drivers that if you pass him, you know that it is 50-50, man. Ocon would rather crash than let you pass him. That's basically what Ocon's style of driving is. He would rather let you crash into him and crash with you than you passing him. And now we've got, so Ocon is now there, Albon is right behind Ocon trying to pass him, as we said. Then Logan Sargent is also there. Logan Sargent is catching up to Albon and following Albon to try and get past all these cars in front of them. Ricardo's in 17th place, 1.5 seconds behind Logan Sargent. I don't know what Ricardo is doing, bro, but he does not seem like he's doing much with that car of him. Bottas is in 18th place, and that's about it. Magnussen says, nobody, you will not pass me. So Yuki Tsunoda is angry because of Magnussen pushing him off the track, but that's just hard racing, man. I think what's happening with Magnussen this race is very unfair, man. First, they penalize him 10 seconds for a move that I don't think he should be penalized. Like, 5 seconds maximum, dude. And then he gets penalized for going off track, which wasn't really going off track. He was just... Like, it wasn't really fair. I do see that he could get... He did the move because he knew that if he could have braked later, he could have used, like, I can see how this race stewards decided to penalize Magnussen for the second issue as well. I can see it, but 10 seconds seems a little bit harsh. So yeah, so we're back here. Verstappen still in first. Perez 7.5. Where's Piastri? Piastri just chills behind Hamilton. Albon is now trying to get past Yuki Tsunoda. But these drivers are so close to the wall that it's almost impossible to imagine they're going to pass each other. Albon says naughty to Yuki Tsunoda. So yeah, so we have got Verstappen in first place. Perez is behind him in second, 7.6 seconds behind Verstappen. Leclerc is now in third place, 9.2 seconds behind Perez. I'm very happy to see Leclerc in third place actually. Norris in fourth place. I just wondered if their strategy is going to be worth it, like seriously. The rest of them are going to pit, but I wonder if Norris's strategy is actually going to be worth it. Hamilton is in fifth place. And the fact that Piastri still hasn't passed Hamilton drives me insane, bro. Hamilton in fifth, Piastri in sixth, Alonso in seventh. Fast lap again from Max Verstappen. 1 minute 32.4. And the reason why the times are going down is because the cars are getting lighter. The fuel is getting burned off. They use one tank of fuel for the entire race, and now the car is getting lighter and lighter, and the car is getting faster and faster, being able to do better laps. We box as late as we can, says Norris. So Norris wants to box as late as he possibly can. And then so Alonso's in 7th place. We've got Russell in 8th. Oli Bierman is in 9th place still. Hulkenberg in 10th. Zhou New 11th. Magnussen 12th. 13 is Ocon. Yuki Tsunoda 14. Albon in 15. Logan Sargent 16. Ricciardo in 17. Bottas in 18th. Lap 32, so we only have 28 laps, sorry, 18 laps remaining. 18, not 28, 18 laps remaining. All aboard the Kevin Magnussen trade, says the commentator. It's true, it's true. Magnussen is definitely leading a train of cars. And no one wants to pass Magnussen, dude. Everybody's scared to pass Magnussen. Dude, I do not blame Magnussen. Dude, do what you feel you need to do to stay in front of a car. Do what you need to do, dude. As long as you're not breaking the rules. But I can see that the racing stewards are getting crazy with their rules. They're making up rules on the spot. Oh, you crossed the track. Your car was just a little bit off the track. It means that you have gained an unfair advantage. Did he? He kind of did. We have to be honest, he kind of did. But I know why he did. Because he was in a position where he had to pass Yuki Tsunoda. Because he was on the inside. And that compromised his racing line. So he was going to be there anyways. He was going to be there anyways. Because he was about to pass Yuki Tsunoda on the inside. And that compromised his racing line. And Yuki Tsunoda's on the outside. He's in the racing line. Whoa. Albon is getting so close to these corners, bro. Albon getting so close to his corners. He's putting his head down. He's racing hard, man. Dude, if Piastri does not pass Hamilton in the next 2 laps, then I'm gonna laugh at him. Piastri should stop being scared. Come on, buddy. You're young, you're smart, you're faster. Just do what you need to do to get past him. Oh! Albon sending it on the inside, passing Yuki Tsunoda. Easy pass from Albon. Very dangerous. And Yuki Tsunoda says no. Yuki Tsunoda says no. Oh, thank goodness. I was about to say, it looked like they might crash. Faster lap again from Max Verstappen. 1 minute 32.3. Dude, Max Verstappen's a machine. Fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. Max Verstappen is an absolute machine, dude. Dude, I don't understand what's happening with Piastri, bro. You have an opportunity to pass Hamilton and you don't want to take it. He's got DRS and he doesn't want to pass Hamilton. He basically refuses. Oh man, doing his lunges. There can't be frustration. Piastri just has to position his car properly, bro. Come on, Piastri, think outside of the box. Don't do the same exact thing every lap time. Or should I say, every lap. Be different every lap. So it's harder for Lewis Hamilton to gauge what you're doing. Dude, if he actually does not pass Hamilton, I'm gonna cry for him and laugh at the same time because it's getting ridiculous at this time. At this point, it's getting ridiculous because Piastri has everything he needs. He's got DRS. He's got the slipstream. He just needs to position his car perfectly. He needs to play the game of passing a car in front of him. Bearman Radio, you're doing a good job out there. You're in a Ferrari, but you're 9th position. He's in 9th position, dude. Come on, Oscar, do it. Why is he going on the outside, man? He did it. Oh, Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri just doesn't want to do it right, man. Try and get on the inside already, man. It's just a world champion experience versus a novice, basically. This is what it feels like. Piastri is a novice trying to, like, and it just seems, it's so frustrating because this is such a, like, if Piastri can't pass Lewis Hamilton with DRS, with all of these things. I don't understand why he didn't just, but he would have locked his brakes. Yeah, so Piastri did try and pass Lewis Hamilton. He didn't want to lock his brakes, so he went off the track because his top speed was too much. I don't know, Piastri. Like, I just think he's better than this. I truly believe Oscar Piastri is better. I believe what happened was Lewis Hamilton made him scared because the first 2 laps when Oscar was going to pass him, Lewis Hamilton moved on the braking, doing dangerous moves on the braking, and that ultimately he should be warned for that minimum. Lewis Hamilton should receive a warning for that minimum. And now Piastri is just scared, man. He's just scared. Yeah, so they are saying Magnussen's on the radio, but no, it's Norris. So Norris is actually trying to help help Oscar Piastri by slowing down Hamilton, it seems. Come on, Piastri. Oscar, come on. You can do this, man. If you cannot pass Lewis Hamilton, then I don't know what you're doing in Formula 1, buddy. Lewis Hamilton is beatable. He's being beaten now every single year. For the past 2 years, he's been beaten. You can also beat him, bro. Just pass him. Come on, Oscar. Come on, Oscar. Come on, Oscar Piastri. No, but Norris can't do anything for Piastri because he's too far ahead of Hamilton. So I don't know what that team radio was about, helping someone. Okay, he's passing him. He's passing him. Oh, he's going to the pit. He's going to the pit. Lewis Hamilton made a mistake, but ultimately. So they told Hamilton, we think about soft tires until the end, and then he said, I agree. Dude, Piastri is... I'm really unhappy with the fact that Oscar Piastri couldn't do anything, nothing, to pass Lewis Hamilton. Even when he made a move and he got in front of Lewis Hamilton, he still couldn't keep it in front of Lewis Hamilton. That is a driver inside his own head. Piastri was inside his own head the whole time for no reason. So Alonso touched the wall, but if you look at how he touches that wall, it's like, it's insane to think that they do these speeds and they touch those walls. Fast lap of the race now for Perez. Perez is now doing fast lap of the race. Come on, Perez, do it. Do it, Perez, do it. Attack Verstappen. Do something for once, Perez, and attack Verstappen. Lando Norris in the pits. Lando Norris is in the pits. Lando Norris in the pits. 4.1 second pit stop. That's a bad pit stop, man. Anthony Joshua is also there. Lando Norris is in front of Hamilton. They both pitted and Hamilton is behind Norris. So it's basically Lewis Hamilton versus Lando Norris. If somehow Hamilton ends up ahead of Lando Norris, then you know Lewis Hamilton's team won the battle between McLaren and Mercedes. And I don't know what happened there at the pit stop with McLaren, but that was not a good pit stop, bro. 4.1 second pit stop, not a good pit stop, and I'm not sure why. That doesn't look like they did anything wrong. So now we're looking at the race leader, Max Verstappen. Finally, we have some eyes on him and his car. He's just doing his own thing there, bro. He's just doing his own thing. Not being pressured, nothing. I don't know, man. Like Piastri having trouble passing Lewis Hamilton is just strange, man. It's just a strange situation to me. Yeah, so we definitely have some issues here, man. It's getting very hot here. It's very hot in my room. And it's summertime here, so we are definitely having some technical issues here because guess what? Everything is heating up. All the electronics here in my room are heating up. Hamilton, fast lap of the race. Hamilton, 1 minute 31.7. So Hamilton is now pushing with his soft, but remember, he's got soft tires. He's got soft tires. Mick Schumacher in the Mercedes garage looking on, shaking his head. Who knows for what? Not sure. Oh, Carlos Sainz is actually in the Ferrari garage now, huh? So, where is Lewis Hamilton now? Because Hamilton is definitely going to pass Norris. So, Oliver Biermann's in 7th place. He has to pit. Has he pitted already? Let's just find out if Oliver Biermann has pitted or not. Oliver Biermann has... He has pitted. He's in 7th place. He has pitted. That's good race so far from Oliver Biermann if he's in 7th place on merit. So it seems that Lewis Hamilton is now going to pass Lando Norris. Lando Norris. So now we're in the opposite of the situation. The previous 10 or 20 laps, Piastri was trying to pass Hamilton. So the McLaren was trying to pass the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Now Hamilton has to pass the McLaren of Lando Norris. Let's see how quickly Lewis Hamilton can do it against Lando Norris. Now, Lando Norris is not Piastri. Lando Norris has got a little bit more experience in Formula 1. They've got 10 laps remaining. Let's see if Hamilton can actually pass Lando Norris before his tires start to wear out. If you don't know this, weaving on straight. So now they want to investigate Lando Norris for weaving, but when Lewis Hamilton did it, they didn't investigate him. That I don't like. I do not like that because Hamilton did the exact same thing against Piastri. He was weaving on the straights when Piastri was originally trying to get past Lewis Hamilton. As soon as he started to catch up to Lewis Hamilton, then Lewis Hamilton weaved and there was no investigation. And now they want an investigation. Norris is still 13 seconds back. He is having a bit of a fight with Hamilton. Give me a countdown of... So Alonso is being informed that Norris is fighting Hamilton, and that maybe Fernando Alonso and his team believe that they are the problem. Yeah, but even Lewis Hamilton was weaving with him. Lewis Hamilton was weaving with him. I'm telling you now, if they tell Lando Norris to stop for Lewis Hamilton to pass him, and then Lewis Hamilton drives into the back of Lando Norris, and then Lando Norris gets a penalty for that. And if you don't know that reference, in 2021, Max Verstappen was told to let Lewis Hamilton pass him, and then he slowed down. Lewis Hamilton refused to pass Max Verstappen, slowing Max Verstappen, and drove into the back of Max Verstappen, claiming that Max Verstappen brake checked him. Of course he's brake checking because you could pass him, you absolute pillock. I'm using British terms to explain what a British person did in the past, 2021, and all the British fans, all the Lewis Hamilton fans were all so unhappy. Like, how dare he brake check? No, you absolute mouth-foaming toddlers. Lewis Hamilton can pass Max, but he refuses to pass Max and decides to stay behind him and then crash into Max. It doesn't take a genius to understand if someone in front of you, if you're racing and someone brakes and you can pass them, then why would you not pass them? Like I'm telling you, Saudi Arabia Grand Prix 2021 was the most bizarre Grand Prix I've ever watched, and that is also massive injustice towards Max Verstappen. No one talks about that injustice, dude. So we've got the Ferrari driver Oli Bierman asking if Norris is going to catch him, and then the team told him, yes, you will be caught by Norris. Oh man, everybody is choosing Oli Bierman. Oh, like, the only reason why I agree, fine, choose Oli Bierman, because he's literally coming from F2. He's never driven a Formula 1 car, so to see him in the points is massive. But he's in a Ferrari, he's in a top 3 Ferrari team. If he can't get in the points, then what is he doing in racing? That is my opinion. I know it's harsh because, remember, it's his first time driving in Formula 1. Formula 1 is another level. It's more stress, it's more pressure. He's in a bigger team, it's more pressure. He's driving with all the professionals, with all the world championships on track. It's very stressful. I completely understand that. But he's driving in a Ferrari, man. It's not the slowest car. It's not even comparable to a Williams. That Ferrari is way faster than that Williams. Fastest race till the end. Oh, you see, now they're expecting Ole Bierman to drive faster, and now we're gonna find out, can he actually drive that car faster without destroying it, without crashing out. Alexander Albon is now in 12th place. Now, will Alexander Albon catch and pass Magnussen? Now, if you don't know this, Magnussen has got penalties, 20-second penalty, time penalty. So that makes it very hard for poor Magnussen to actually race a race and just worry about his race instead of, ultimately what I'm trying to say is that they penalized Magnussen unreasonably. I think it's a very unfair penalty that they've given Magnussen, and I don't think it's fair, man. Don't think it's fair. So here we go, we're watching. So I'm just looking at the data here. So 1 minute 33, 1 minute 32. So that is Perez doing 1 minute 32, 1 minute 32 for Leclerc as well. So Leclerc is also doing some pretty fast times now. So don't think that Leclerc is not fast up there. So you're doing 1 minute 32 just like the top teams as well. Piastri is doing 1 minute 32.4. That's a very good time from Piastri in that McLaren. So I'm guessing McLaren told Piastri, well, you need to make up all that time that you've lost behind the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, which I agree, you should. Dude, Hamilton 1 minute 32.0. You have to understand, Lewis Hamilton's on soft tires. He's on soft tires, Norris is on soft tires. So technically Norris should also be on just as fast as Hamilton. There's no chance that Verstappen's going to pit again. Will he pit again? So we're just trying to figure out, will Norris be able to catch Ole Bierman in the Ferrari? If you don't notice, Ole Bierman is the driver that is replacing Carlos Sainz this weekend because Carlos Sainz had a medical issue. He had to go for an operation for his intestines. He had an issue. So now this is the first time I see Ferrari putting pressure on Ole. Ole Bierman is now being pressured in that Ferrari. They are telling him, hold on to P7, basically. That is what their message is to Ole Bierman. As little junior kid, rookie, you need to stay in 7th position, even though the cars coming from behind, they're going to try and pass you. Yeah, so the commentators are just confirming that he will go back to F2 when Carlos Sainz returns. But just imagine, Carlos Sainz would have easily battled for top 4. Ole Bierman is trying his absolute best to hold on to 7th place. Which, look, I'm not going to take it away from him. I do think that he's basically, he gives us that watch Formula 1 hope. Because he's basically never been a Formula 1 driver. He's now pushed into Formula 1 saying, hey, you are our reserve driver. You need to drive in Carlos's car. And you need to try and get some points for us. Because Carlos is sick. He's in hospital. He had to get an operation. So when it comes down to that, I do appreciate when I look at Ole Bierman and seeing that his first time in Formula 1 is doing a good job. But ultimately, we have to accept that he's driving a Ferrari, and that Ferrari is way faster than most of those cars there. Yeah, Ole Bierman is definitely going to get driver of the day, that's for sure. The British people have spoken, British media, British bias have won, and this British driver is going to get driver of the day. Norris is catching up. Sorry, that's Hamilton catching up to Norris. I think Norris. What's funny to me is that both Hamilton and Norris have got soft tires. But still Hamilton is catching up to Norris. That's so interesting. And not even that, Hamilton's tires are 1 or 2 laps older than Norris's tires. So that makes it even stranger that Norris has got soft tires and Hamilton's got soft tires. And Norris's tires technically, even though it's 1 lap only, is a little bit fresher than Hamilton's tires. Yep, Hamilton is catching up to Norris. Hamilton is going to get DRS. Hamilton will get DRS. Let's see if Hamilton can pass Norris. Can Hamilton pass Norris? Because I'm pretty sure that if Hamilton passes Norris, I think he's definitely going to catch up to Ole Bierman. And that might actually end up being a whole nother story. Because Ole Bierman might not want Hamilton to pass him. And then we might actually see what it's like to pass a rookie driver that doesn't want you to pass him. And we might see some fireworks. Hamilton is doing fast lap after fast lap. 1 minute 31.9 his current lap. His current fastest lap. Norris is not doing 1 minute 31. He's doing 1 minute 32.2. Which means Norris cannot defend from Hamilton even now. Because now Hamilton's got DRS. Drag reduction system is now kicking in. So now Hamilton's even going to easily catch up to Norris. And then he's going to decide where he's going to pass Lando Norris. So this is very interesting. Let's just do a quick position check. Verstappen first. Behind him is Perez. 6 seconds behind him. Only 6 seconds? So Perez is catching up to Verstappen or Verstappen slowing down. Leclerc is in third place. 18 seconds behind Perez. Piastri is in fourth place. And then we've got Alonso in fifth. Russell in sixth. Ole Bierman in seventh place. Will he stay there? We'll have to find out. Norris in eighth place. Norris is about to get passed by Hamilton for sure. And now we've got Hamilton also in 9th place, which I just said. Hülkenberg in 10th place. Magnussen 11th. Poor Magnussen. He got penalized this. Like he got unfairly penalized the majority of this race, which is very sad to see. Albon is right behind Magnussen in 12th. Ocon in 13. Yuki Tsunoda in 14. Logan Sargent in 15. Ricciardo in 16. Bottas in 17. Zhou Guanyu in 18th position. So let's find out. Will Lewis Hamilton pass Lando Norris easily? And ultimately, will Ole Bierman, the new Ferrari reserve driver for that's basically standing in for Carlos Sainz, as Carlos Sainz has to recover from an operation, will Ole Bierman in that second Ferrari keep Norris and Hamilton at bay? Will they keep the McLaren of Norris behind him? Will he keep Hamilton behind him? Which is Hamilton was less than a second behind Norris and then immediately decide to slow down, and now he's more than a second behind Norris. What is going on here? What is going on here? Is Hamilton giving up his push? Is Hamilton giving up trying to pass Norris? Norris only has 2.3 seconds. Actually, thinking about it, there's almost no chance that Ole Bierman is going to get passed by Norris because there's only 1 lap left. So it's lap 49 and lap 50 the race ends. So there's almost no chance. Dude, I'm telling you, if you can see how these guys are racing through these corners at high speed is ridiculous. Because remember, as soon as they touch, if they just make so much as a small sliding movement and touch a wall at a very bad angle, that car is done for. Their car will get destroyed easily. Oh, Ricciardo. I'm not gonna lie. Ricciardo does not seem like he should be in Formula 1, dude. He just made the strangest mistake that you can imagine, dude. He just made the strangest mistake that you can, like that is the type of mistake that I would have expected Ole Bierman to make, and that is the mistake that Ricciardo is making. It's actually sad, to be honest. Ricciardo is not doing well, dude. Ricciardo is not doing well. Ricciardo again looking slow against his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. There we go, final lap. This is the final lap. And you know what? There's no way that Norris and Hamilton is going to catch up to Ole Bierman. Hamilton has completely given up trying to pass Norris. Hamilton completely gave up trying to pass Norris, which makes no sense. Because he's 29 seconds ahead of Hulkenberg, which is in 10th place. So there's no... Why can't he just attack Norris? Unless he's doing it specifically for the last lap, which I doubt he's going to get it. I doubt he's going to get that last lap pass on Norris. Unless of course, if he decides that he knows exactly what it takes to pass Lando Norris. Not impossible. He is 8-time world champion. He's got a lot of experience. So, no, he's definitely not going to pass Norris this last lap. Definitely not. He has given up. The 7-time world champion 7-time world champion Hamilton has given up trying to pass Lando Norris in the McLaren in front of him. That's funny. There we go. Max Verstappen wins the race. Very easy. 8 seconds behind him, Perez. 10 seconds behind Perez is Leclerc. That's in 3rd place, Leclerc. Piastri in 4th. So Piastri is ending up in 4th place. Alonso in 5th place. Russell, 6th place. Then you've got Oli Bierman in 7th place. Lando Norris in 8th place. Hamilton in 9th place. 10th, Hulkenberg. 11th, Albon. And then we've got Ocon in 13th place. Yuki Tsunoda, 14th place. Logan Sargent, 15th place. Logan Sargent, at least he's beating... Logan Sargent's beating Ricciardo this time. He's beating Bottas. Bottas in 17. Zhou New in 18. He's beating all of those drivers, Logan Sargent. So definitely Logan Sargent is progressing, I would say. Yeah, it's such an odd situation. I'm not sure if anybody is following the Christian Horner drama. Like, it's very clear there's something going on behind the scenes. There's a power struggle between Helmut Marko and Christian Horner. And it seems very disturbing because I think that all of this situation is orchestrated. That is how it seems to me. I'm not sure if anybody sees the same thing. Because if there was anything seriously wrong, I'm pretty sure that you would have police, you would have someone would get sued. But Christian Horner is just maintaining his position, just saying, hey, let's just go racing. I'm not saying that he's a completely innocent person because let's face it, the budget cap was broken. And Christian Horner is the CEO. If the budget cap gets broken, he is responsible for that. And ultimately, that is the speculation. The speculation is that because of the budget cap being broken, that's the reason why. Ultimately, the reason why Red Bull is the most dominant team. However, I have to be honest with you. Everybody thought that Mercedes had the best car design in 2022 for the new regulations, and guess what? They had the worst car. Worst car compared to the top 3 or top 4 teams. So it was ultimately a throw of the dice. It was a guessing game to know exactly how much faster the Red Bull would be compared to everybody else. But budget cap being broken and being fined for doing what you're not supposed to do, it's still sad, man. Hopefully you did enjoy this live stream. If you did, do leave a like, do leave a subscribe. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my actual F1 channel that I've had for many years now. It's called Plain F1. So Plain F1. That is my Formula 1 channel. I will be posting more videos there. I will be trying to take this Formula 1 channel more seriously. And then, whoa, that's fireworks. Whoa. I just hope the fireworks are not going to set the car on fire, because those fireworks seem dangerous, man. Hopefully, did enjoy. Do leave a like, do leave a subscribe. See you next episode. And yes, I would like to say one more thing before I forget. And let's just say I would like to say one more thing. And ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that I think Red Bull is going to go through a massive power struggle. I think the fate of Red Bull as a team is going to hang in the balance, and we don't know what's going to happen with Red Bull. There's a very good chance that Red Bull as a team might not exist moving forward. And if it does exist, it might not be the same team that it was, which we can already say that it's not, because there's already a very strong indication of what's happening within the team, a very strong indication that things are not well in Red Bull team, and that changes will come. We don't know what changes, we don't know when. We know that they will come, and what those changes mean and what those changes will bring, we don't know. But remember, this is the most successful team yet. Specifically looking at last year, the most successful race car, the most successful racing team yet last year. So to see that they're in such a power struggle, and we don't know why and what is happening actually, because everybody has their own agendas. It could be someone else pulling the strings behind the scenes. We just don't know. But ultimately, there's some very bad things happening at Red Bull, and we don't know what's going to happen to that team. So we have to wait and see. Fast lap of the race. So Leclerc got fast lap of the race at the end. Very good job for Leclerc, and he's got a special 1 point for Leclerc as well. That's good. So there we go. Hope you did enjoy. See you in the next live stream, and ciao for now.